You just let me know.
That's your cue.
Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome to the January 2024 West Virginia Entrepreneurship Ecosystem call. We are so excited to start the new year off with you. Amber has a fun little activity for us to kick off with.
Calling it an activity is a little bit ambitious. We just want to know what's on your West Virginia bucket list for 2024. If you want to put that in the chat, where are you excited to visit? What activities are you excited to take part in? So we're going to make a little collection of what's uniquely West Virginia. So tell us what's on your West Virginia bucket list for 2024 in the chat. And then while you're doing that, I will go ahead and tee up our partner spotlight. So we are delighted to have Alan Letton with us from the Center for Economic and Community Development in Black, Appalachia, and Isolated Communities. So as always, our partner and our entrepreneur spotlights are 5 minutes, and then all of our windows are 2 minutes. I set a timer not to be a stickler, but just to make sure that we can get everyone's good information shared. So Alan, I'll take it away. As soon as you start talking, I'll set your timer. Oh, and Alan, you're muted. So I'll wait. I will reset your timer.
And before you do that, Curtis said he's having a problem getting in.
Okay, I'll want to shoot him my cell phone number, Alan. That works.
So if you all can give me a quick minute here.
Okay, perfect. Well, then I will go fill some time by looking at what we're doing in the chat. We're going to Blackwater Falls. Lance, spending at least 6 weeks at the Greenbrier. Go you, buddy. CSE candles in Princeton, a snowboard ski trip. Oh, I love the jinx. I don't even know how to say that word, Adam, I'm not gonna lie. Fosnacht? What is that? Adam, tell me what that is. I have no clue what that is. Chocolate Festival in Lewisburg, yum. True Treats Candy Shop in Harper's Ferry. The Almost Heaven Classic, we're signed up. We can't wait. We had a lot of fun last year. We didn't even golf. We just ran around and yelled at all the teams.
We were volunteers.
We were volunteers, yes. We were monitoring the putting contest.
Yeah, I just sent him. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Alan.
No, I just sent him the your phone number so he can text you and everything.
Okay, and if he hops on a little later, we can switch to him.
Okay. So you want me to tell you about the center? So sorry about that confusion there. And I see a lot of faces I already know, so good to see everybody. So the center was started back in May with funding from the state legislature. We have been working with Jim Justice for a while on how do we do better and more effective economic and community development within the Black community and in isolated communities that economically look like Black communities in Appalachia. And so he's developed the funding. Brad Smith brought us into Marshall. And the idea is that we want to be research based in our activities. So we want to go out and really figure out what are the barriers to development. For example, I'm working with one of the doctorate students in Marshall, and we're looking at the statistics around success rates in Black entrepreneurship, success rates in business development. And there's some real surprises there. Looking at things like what are the barriers? For example, something that people don't know, that every African-American community in West Virginia, the tax-free opportunities or tax opportunity zones stop right at the borders of those communities. That's 100% for all the communities in West Virginia. So the idea is to start building up, both policies as well as programs that will work, and we're going to do it in an experimental basis, meaning we're using Fairfield community in Huntington. We're looking at some of the Logan County communities. We've partnered with West Virginia Community Development Hub to work with them. And so we're setting up programs that are, one, very operational so that they start right away, and two, that will work and solve these particular problems. One of the ones that will be kicking off, and you should be hearing about it here soon, I run a project management institute that was out of NC State University, In our research, we showed that if you look at communities throughout the world, this was a United Nations and a NATO analysis, that those communities that have successful programs have people who know project management. And if you don't have project management training, you have about an 80 or 90% chance of failure. So partnering with West Virginia Community Hubs and using some of the money from the center, we're going to kick off a community project management, project leadership training institute, which we're hoping to start in February. And we're targeting to train almost 400 people from about 15 communities on project management. So that's an overview of the center. That's how the center works. And I think that was 3 minutes. And if there's any questions, I can answer.
Alan, I'd love to hear how you guys are going to be participating in Bridging Innovation Week.
Oh, that was such a setup, Tara, but that's okay. So what we're doing is we're going to try to set up a path or a parallel conference where we start to focus on these issues of economic development. And so we're looking at 3 ecosystems. One of them is, for example, women's health and beauty. There's some unique opportunities for developing entrepreneurship and businesses there. The second one we're looking at are culinary arts, working with the Facing Hunger Food Bank. So we're going to do a workshop so we can start planning what types of grants and systems can we build to have collaborative kitchens. And then the third area we're looking at is in home services, really more on the repair and construction side. How do we take a number of the people working together and form them to work collaboratively in some type of organization? And in addition to that, we've got 2 people, myself and Clint Arnold out of Charleston, where we're going to talk about some of the data that shows what the state of entrepreneurship and small business is in West Virginia Black communities.
Alan, this is Lance Schultz. Let's have a really brief question. When you met with Brad Smith, did he happen to share his white paper with you about attracting certain specific technology-based remote workers to the state in cybersecurity and other specific disciplines?
So I sit on Brad's Workforce and Economic Development Council. So we work. My report is to Brad through Tony Stroud. So we talk about stuff like that all the time. So the answer is yes. And we're trying to figure out what's the right way to do that. And because the infrastructure to get people notification, everything doesn't exist. So we are working through that. That's one of the objectives that Brad's given me to work through.
Perfect. And I believe we have Curtis, if you want to go ahead and do that, facilitate that introduction, Alan, and we'll throw it over to him for the spotlight.
Okay, and Adam, I noticed, Adam, real quick to your question. Yes, we're involved with Crystal Good and Cicero Fain and some other players. So let me introduce Curtis Jones here. Some of you may know him. Curtis is working in the city of Huntington. I'm going to let him talk about what he does there, but he has a significant background in GIS. I'm going to let him tell you, GSI, I always do it backwards. Yeah, I'll let him tell you about it. But he has been starting up a business that looks at that for understanding community development, understanding economic development, and for gathering data for municipalities and analyzing something as simple as rainwater to more complex development issues. And he's in the process of trying to expand that. He's been doing some work on his own. Curtis is I'm going to say this, an old football player from Marshall. Was very successful. He's selected to stay in the Huntington area. He's been involved in a lot of economic community development work. And with that, I will let Curtis speak for himself. All yours, Kurt.
Thanks, Alan, for that introduction. And I would like to take credit for selecting to stay in Huntington, but I think Huntington selected me. And so that's kind of been that's been my approach to everything, even working here locally, getting into GIS, broke my leg. Just give you a real quick background. Broke my leg my senior year. Football dreams was shattered, of course. Didn't know what I was going to do. this community and the leaders of this community wrapped their arms around me, embraced me, helped me get back into school, finish my master's program in geophysical modeling, physical science degree with a lot of emphasis in GIS. Worked for 10 to 12 years, I think it was, with Rahal Transportation Institute under the direction of Senator Bob Plummer. And so that's where I honed in on a lot of my GIS skills, working with the development office on land use master plans, using GIS as a tool to help stakeholders make decisions. The Tax and Revenue Department, working with over 15 assessors office throughout this state, their digital conversioning project, going from analog data to a digital system. And it just led me to managing a lot of projects, getting to know a lot of people throughout the state. Really thought about, putting my own GIS team together here in Huntington. I did a project back in 2010, a redistricting project. And just the entrepreneurial spirit kind of grew from there. Was like, wow, I could do something with this, but immediately faced with the challenges of lack of capital, not really knowing how to start a businesses and all those different things that discouraged me. And had to make a living, got a family to support, a wife and 2 kids. So I just kind of teeter around with it wherever I could leverage that skill set. I did. And so now where I'm at, not really working with GIS 100%, but I do leverage some of those skill sets to help some of the local entities here with some of the infrastructure, the underground infrastructure, like Alan mentioned, trying to figure out where all the assets are for the sanitary board, getting them mapped, getting them plotted, getting the database clean so, you can interact with it, trying to figure out the flow to kind of help them come up with some decisions on some of the flooding issues that Huntington faced. So that project has been an ongoing project for 4 years. But my primary role here at the city is advising the mayor. I run the mayor's diversity group here at the city, and we're just a conduit between. I'm the conduit between that diversity group and the mayor's office. We advise him, he advises us on things that he needs. So I also do safety and wellness, in conjunction to my diversity coordination task and duties. And now I'm at the point in my life where I'm trying to look at how to diversify myself financially and still faced with the same challenges as far as, where can I secure, the capital and funding? Because with GIS, as some of you may know, you need people with the background, specialized degree set and skill set. So that comes with securing those folks. You want to get people to stay here in this region that have these specialized talents, but you got to pay for it. And, what does that look like? How much does that cost? I did a study 10 years ago at that time to secure a web developer, some tech guys, 2 project managers. That was looking like a $500,000 overhead, right? On top of securing a physical location, to house everybody. And then, all of the fees with application fees and subscriptions and things that we would need to be able to function and keep that proprietary information safe and secure. Those are all upfront costs that I knew I couldn't muster that myself and didn't have the financial resources or backing. So I think that's why, unloading all that to Alan over the years, I think that's why he's asking me to come here and provide a little snippet into, my dream there of becoming a GIS go-to guy in this region. But, like I just said and outlined, that there are some real challenges there.
Well, thank you, Curtis. We really appreciate you and Alan taking the time to be our spotlight speakers today. If you guys wouldn't mind to drop your information in the chat, I see a couple of people have reached out directly to you. So if you wouldn't mind just putting your email and phone number in the chat, and we will see you in April. We're looking forward to it. So next up, from the Tamarack Foundation for the Arts, Dominica, I think you have a couple of updates on a Creative Entrepreneur Fellow opportunity, as well as a subcommittee announcement.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. I am the operations director here at the Tamarack Foundation for the Arts. We do a lot of different things in the arts in the state of West Virginia, but for the context of this call, we offer entrepreneurship support to artists and different creative professionals in West Virginia. So I've got a couple different things to tell you about today. The first one is our CEF application. So that's our Creative Entrepreneur Fellowship application. We have applications for that program open right now, and they're going to be closing on Saturday. The fellowship provides technical training, mentoring, consulting, branding, and a $2,500 award to assist each fellow with the successful development and launch of their creative business. So if you have any creative entrepreneurs in your circles, let them know. I'm going to drop a link to that application in the chat once I'm done speaking. The other really wonderful piece of news that I wanted to bring up with the group is that I am honored and excited to announce that TFA will be leading the subcommittee on arts entrepreneurship, the Creative Network Subcommittee of WVEE. So TFA strongly resonates with the ecosystem approach of WVEE, and I really look forward to collaborating more with you all as we put this committee together and go through into different discoveries. Through the work of this subcommittee, we'll be continuing the conversation to assess and address the needs of creatives as a key part of a diverse economic future for West Virginia. TFA has most recently been engaged in some participatory action research listening sessions and a statewide survey of creatives. And from this research, we've identified some key focus areas for the subcommittee work. I'll list those in the chat in a second as well, so you can get an idea of what we're going to be working on. And if anyone is interested in hearing more about the Creative Network Subcommittee or the work that we're going to do or serving on that committee, please feel free to reach out to me. And I'll drop my email in the chat as well. So thank you all for your time.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have an official first sector specific subcommittee come out of the ecosystem. So we're really excited about that. Speaking of creativity and artisans, next we have Jessica McDonald to talk about Acre Morgantown and your application process.
Thanks, Amber. Yeah, so Tara told me last month you all heard from Adam Kenny, who is with Bridgeway Capital, and I think he might have announced that their Acre program is coming to Morgantown this month, which is a business curriculum designed specifically for creative entrepreneurs. We got wind of that a few months ago here in Morgantown, and we were already, when I say we, I should have introduced myself, Jessica McDonald. I am a board member with Main Street Morgantown and also the Monongalia Arts Center, which is how I got involved in all of this. So the Monongalia Arts Center and Main Street Morgantown were working on independent efforts, and we ended up joining forces to put together the Artisan Entrepreneurship Program, which basically has 4 components. Acre is the main anchor of that, with the business curriculum, which helps people put together a business plan and gives them specific feedback on their individual craft. We are also pairing that with low-cost studio space available for rent at the Arts Center, a retail lab accelerator where the artists will have the opportunity to sell their work and get feedback on it, and then extra resources from Main Street Morgantown on opportunities to display and sell their work downtown, whether that looks like a pop-up shop, an arts market, or a space in a physical building. We're really excited about this program. It's been a really great collaboration. It's come together over the last few months, and opportunities to apply exist right now. I will drop the explanation of the program into the chat, which also has an apply now button there. So if you know anyone who might be interested in the Morgantown area, please send them our way.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. And shout out to Adam. I know that you were traveling today, so we appreciate you jumping on and sharing all of that information. We're looking forward to partnering, and hopefully you guys can partner with the Tamarack as well. All right, next up, Clint, can you tell us about the culinary concerts on PBS and how we can help you stay in the state of West Virginia?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. My name is Clint Gage. I am the owner of Growth Media Productions. We got started, I've been producing documentaries, commercials, and corporate videos for the last 20 years. In 2022, we produced a TV pilot called Culinary Concerts, which was greenlit and accepted by West Virginia PBS. We produced a full season of culinary concerts, and it aired on West Virginia PBS. The show was incredibly well received, and then it got picked up nationally. After that, the show took off. We are also working on another show in conjunction with it. So we have a national stage, but we're struggling to find businesses in West Virginia who need national advertising. Right now, the series is filmed and produced in West Virginia, marketing West Virginia farms and businesses to the rest of the country. The problem is that when you're working with PBS, PBS does not pay for programming. So to make the series, we have to secure our own funding through sponsorships. So our major challenge in keeping the series focused on West Virginia is finding companies that can benefit from having national reach. Right now, we're in 77 million homes, as well as the PBS app that has another 15 million individual users. So the downside is if I have to go look for funding outside of the state, I'm going to end up having to produce the show that will end up promoting the rest of the country to West Virginia. I'd much rather promote West Virginia to the rest of the country. Oh, and I'm sorry, my camera is broken right now. I apologize. So that's kind of where we're at right now. The beauty of the PBS licensing is that a sponsorship is embedded into the series. So it gets a 3-year license. That sponsor is always attached. So we've worked hard to keep the price point down while also providing national exposure. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Thank you for hearing me out. And if anyone would like to know more, I do have a full pitch kit for both shows.
Awesome. Thanks, Clint. Can you drop your information in the chat? Looks like we have some other stuff going on in the chat as well. So we appreciate that, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks. Bethany, can you talk to us about what's going on with branding, marketing workshops?
Yes, ma'am, I sure can. So I'm Bethany Hornbeck with Avis Creative, and I want to invite you all to join Avis Creative and the Morgantown Area Partnership for Your Communication Matters, a series of 3 immersive workshops designed to elevate your marketing and strategy and boost your brand presence. We will host the workshops on January 30th, February 13th, and February 27th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Partnership Office in Morgantown. Your Communication Matters includes 3: Your Brand Matters, Gain Attention to Gain Customers, Your Marketing Matters, Gain Traction to Gain Customers, and Your Implementation Matters, Turn Plan into Action. And I do mean these are workshops. They're hands-on sessions, and they equip business, nonprofit, higher ed, and government leaders like we have here today with tangible takeaways for either doing this work on your own or partnering with an agency more effectively. You leave with a grasp of branding and marketing fundamentals, tools for refining your brand identity, and materials for developing your marketing and outreach strategy. So we designed the workshops for Advantage Valley and Charleston last year. Thank you, Tyler Brandstetter and Brian Shaw. And we got great feedback, 4.98 stars. We did get 1 4, and a unanimous, I would recommend to a friend or colleague. In their words, the workshops are professional, informative, and helpful, and a great networking opportunity, among other good things. So again, those dates are January 30th, February 13th, and February 27th. The cost is $250 per person for partnership members and $350 for non-members. And that includes all 3 workshops, participant materials, and refreshments each evening. So I'll go ahead and drop a registration link in the chat. Partnership members can use the code MAP Workshop. I'll drop that in there. And if you want to learn more about what we cover in the workshops or how you can host a series in your area, if you're not in Morgantown, you can go visit us at our new website, aviscreative.com. So I just want to say thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you all there. I'll drop some chats or some links in the chat, and I will take questions if anybody has some. Thanks. Perfect timing.
I know you were right on the money. Thank you. So we'll keep an eye out for that information in the chat. Next, we have Andy Tennant, who's going to talk to us a little bit about some of the upcoming opportunities he's got going on. So Andy, you want to take it away?
Yeah, thanks, Amber.
Yep.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on here again. So I represent National Security Innovation Network. That's a subordinate organization underneath the Defense Innovation Unit. Pretty much what I like to say is that we're the tip of the spear for defense innovation. Right now, what I'm trying to do is promote a bunch of opportunities. Specifically, I represent the state of West Virginia, and I want to promote opportunities to West Virginians to participate in these federal programs. So I do that through my LinkedIn profile, mostly on a newsletter, and there are some amazing opportunities out there that I think somebody within the state of West Virginia probably has some way to solve this problem. Essentially, what I'm trying to do is promote West Virginia as a great place for people with problems to find problem solvers. I believe West Virginia is full of problem solvers. So right now we've got the modular electromagnetic warfare payload. So they're looking for someone who's got some modular electromagnetic warfare solution, a medical payload system for Army robotic platforms. We've got wastewater antidote, which is the attributing national infections direct origin to evaluation, and the net zero building design construction material solicitation. And the last one I'll mention is the fishing forecast grand challenge. As I find people that can figure out how to solve these problems. With the solicitations, I usually provide a little bit of data, source link for what that looks like. I'm trying to market myself as somebody who's able to provide access to all these many federal resources, because there's so many different silos of information. It's nearly impossible to find out what opportunities are available out there. So that's really where I'm trying to go. The other thing I'm trying to do, this is SBIR season for those who are interested in it. Right now, there's at least 147 open solicitations for SBIRs. So if you have a sam.gov account, what I'm trying to do is filter through that and provide a bottom line up front for what opportunities are there. Check out the newsletter and then see if something applies for you. If it does, then you go deep into the weeds with that one. So if I can at least filter out the important stuff and give it to you guys so you know what you're looking for, that's a win. I'll drop my LinkedIn profile in here and then the newsletter, which that's where I'm primarily going to be communicating this. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up one-on-one. Thank you for your time.
Perfect. Thanks, Andy. We appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to my co-chair, Amber, to talk about some subcommittee announcements.
Sure. So the lead organizations have been working diligently over the break to identify their roster. So I'm actually going to drop in 3 images into the chat of folks that have committed and demonstrated their interest in participating in both the capital, government, and talent subcommittees. So I'm going to ask each of the subcommittee leads just to say a quick hello and to share any updates that you have. But if you are interested in getting involved or you see somebody that's not on there that you think should be, please feel free to reach out. So I'll start with Capital. Michelle, do you want to say anything on behalf of the Capital Subcommittee as a quick update?
No, I mean, I'm gonna be reaching out to the program, the participants, and we're gonna be hitting the ground running and excited about what we're gonna be able to do and present in April.
Perfect. Thank you. Valerie, how about you on behalf of the government roster? Anything that you'd like to say or just quick reminders?
Just quick reminders. Thank you, Amber. Yes, we're excited. I'm working with Ariana and we are putting our team together, and we will be reaching out to those that have committed, and we have a couple more meetings left this week, a couple with the SBDC. So we're still building our roster, and then we will be bringing the entire team together in the next 2 weeks to talk about the project, pilot project.
Perfect. Thank you. And then Tara, I'm not sure, is Carrie on, or do you want to say anything quickly on behalf of the talent side of things?
Yeah, I would just like to share my gratitude with everyone that has committed so far. We're really appreciative. So we've got our full roster, as you can see in the chat. So we are also doing the same as the other committees. We're getting ready to get together and get to work.
Perfect. So in the next month or so, you may be reached out to by some of the subcommittees asking for interviews just to learn a little bit more about your experiences. And then we will be putting out an ecosystem-wide survey. And we would appreciate everybody being involved in that data collection as we look to gather as much insight as we can to the current landscape. So keep your eyes tuned for some of the data collection efforts that will be taking place in the next month or so. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Sarah Walmsley to talk to us about an interesting ask she has of the ecosystem. So Sarah.
Hi, thank you. So I do have a interesting ask. So I know I've been on here before. I work at the West Virginia Department of Education. I also am the state chair of West Virginia Future Business Leaders of America. And this request actually comes from West Virginia Future Business Leaders of America. We are looking at gifts that we can give to our judges. So in previous requests, I've asked you if you want to come judge at that conference and critique student competitions and student work. please feel free to do that. I'll drop in a link in just a second to that judge's sign up. But additionally, if you are interested in having your business sponsored to be one of our judges' gifts, so we thought it would be a really cool opportunity to sponsor a local entrepreneur that is creating something and use that as a gift. We usually budget about $10 into for each one of our judges, and we usually have 50 to 65 judges that attend our conference. And we give each one of those judges a gift for taking the time out of their day. And what we would like to do is purchase and support a local entrepreneur and purchase one of their items, and then also spotlight them as a sponsor at our conference for partnering with us through this project, and make sure that they are a sign is put up when the judges are handed out their gifts. So if anybody is interested in that, interested in possibly having a gift, it does not have to have anything with West Virginia FBLA logo on it. It does not have to be customized to West Virginia FBLA. So whether you have a clothing line or a candle line or anything that you're doing in the state that is unique, we just really want to sponsor our local entrepreneurs. And as a student business organization, we want to support the local entrepreneurs from the state of West Virginia and help you grow your business. So my email is in the link that I just sent out, just swamsley@k12.wv.us. If you're interested in attending that conference, we will have an expo hall, and so you can set up if you need to promote anything. We will also be doing workshops. So if you're interested in doing a workshop and actually working with students, these are students grades 6 through 12 that you'll see. Primarily the students you'll see are 9 through 12. We do have a small middle school population that attends. And if you're interested in judging, the judging and workshop does happen at different times. So judging is in the morning, primarily 8 to 12, and the workshops will be happening from about 12 to 2 or 2:30. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and thank you for giving me this time on the ecosystem. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Sarah. I love to hear that you guys are planning to buy gifts from local entrepreneurs in the state of West Virginia. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for supporting local. I'm very excited to judge in FBLA. All right, I just wanted to quickly come on and send a friendly reminder that Ignite West Virginia, which was previously called the Business Plan Competitions, round 1 entries, which are video entries, 90 seconds, are due next week, next Thursday, January 18th by noon. Back to you, Amber.
Okay, perfect. On that same line, bridging innovation updates, just a couple quick things that we want to get on your radar. We are going to be really pushing registration starting in February once we announce our full Tuesday agenda. We are in the process of having an independent panel review those proposals right now, and we hope to make notifications by the end of next week to the speakers that will be accepted and really be pushing that. So if you are interested in sponsoring, participating, please reach out to us. We have a lot of different opportunities available to collaborate with Bridging Innovation Week. We also are going to be scheduling a meeting with organizations that are interested in hosting a meetup on Tuesday evening around a specific topic. So we have arts entrepreneurs, some tech entrepreneurs. If you have a specific area and you'd like to work with a local business to host a meetup, shoot us an inquiry to Tara or I, and we will be facilitating a meeting in the coming weeks to get that coordinated. And then finally, we want to give a sneak peek, and Tara, I'll let you say the sneak peek of one of our keynotes that we've secured in the last week. So you want to take it away with that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are very excited to announce that we have secured Victor Wang to be our keynote speaker for Bridging Innovation Week 2024 in April in Huntington. So if you guys don't know who Victor Wang is, he was previously the CEO of the Kauffman Foundation, and he is now the founder and CEO of Right to Start. So huge grab for us. We are very excited and grateful for Victor to come to the Mountain State. So we have another speaker secured, but we're just going to announce one for today. All right, so next up, so we have the SBDC corner. So we're very excited to have Will give us some updates today about the SBDC.
Thank you so much. I have some great information just for anyone who hasn't met me or know anything about the West Virginia Small Business Development Center. My name is Will Miller. I'm the Deputy Director. I was a former business coach with the SBDC. We have a network of business coaches, I believe 18 at last count, to cover every county in the state. All of our services are at no cost to anyone who's interested in either starting a business, has a business, wants to sell their business or transition their business. We cover the whole life cycle. We're not just startups. We do love entrepreneurs. We do love people in the idea stage. And with that said, in the last calendar year, our 18 business coaches were able to help start 98 businesses. So that means in the last year, 98 different people came into one of our coaches' office and started a business themselves with the help of our coaches in just the last year. That doesn't include everybody who already had a business and came in for assistance and coaching. Among the people we worked with last year, we were able to help secure $33.1 million in capital. So that means our coaches worked directly with their clients over the last year and were able to help them bring in $33.1 million for their clients, to everything from expansions to startups to any kind of entrepreneurs you can think of. And one of the other great stats we have there is it led to 247 new jobs. So almost 250 new jobs in the last year, thanks to the hard work of our coaches. So I couldn't be more proud of the organization. And if anyone's curious and wants to talk to one of our coaches, I highly recommend it. I'll put our website in the chat when I'm done here. The only thing that we have to, the only rules we really have about who we work with is it has to be for-profit, it has to be federally legal, and it has to be in the state of West Virginia and under 500 employees. So that covers about 98% of the businesses that are already in the state. And we, always looking forward to help start new businesses in the state. And I'll take any questions if anybody has anything.
Perfect. Thanks, Will. We appreciate it. And we know that SBDC has been a really big supporter of the ecosystem. So we're grateful for you guys hopping on and doing a corner in the new year. Speaking about supporters of the ecosystem, Mark, I'm going to throw it over to you before we open it up to ecosystem updates. What's going on at Business Link?
Well, it is a new year, and it's really great to see a lot of new folks here on the call. So welcome. My name is Mark Burdett, and I'm the program coordinator for West Virginia Business Link. It's a service of the West Virginia Small Business Development Center. My colleague, Will Miller, you just heard from. Not a whole lot of new stuff. I do want to drop in the chat. Want to continue the survey. Been getting a lot of great feedback on the newsletter. Really appreciate the folks that have already done that survey. It's been very, very helpful in the process of kind of redesigning it a little bit. You probably in this last newsletter saw a little bit of some tweaks on that. So still open through the end of the month. Would like for folks to take the time to do that. And we've had a lot of people actually reach out and provide some good suggestions on how to best do that. So as a reminder, if you're an entrepreneur here on the call, you can use West Virginia Business Link. If you go to WVEbusinesslink.com, we have access to over 165 resource partners that are in the database that you can search either keyword or by location or the type of business that you're in, or looking whatever type of assistance you're looking for. You can get it all right there in one spot. We also, and this is kind of a dual thing, we actually have a really active blog posting area to where a lot of the resource partners that are on this call contribute content for you to help you and grow in your business. So if you are an entrepreneur and like to contribute, you can. If you are a resource partner and would like to contribute, you can do that as well. The one thing I haven't actually mentioned, I wanted to take the last 30 seconds here. Speaking to all the resource partners, if you guys have any going into the new year and throughout into the year, when you guys have press releases, please send those to me. I will make sure that they get into the newsletter. We can highlight them as a blog post on Business Link, and it gets into the whole marketing engine of Yes, West Virginia. So you can take advantage of that. So I really wanted to highlight that this time, that if you do have any press releases, feel free to, shoot them my way, and we'll make sure we'll put the proper highlight on those. And so that's it. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. We really appreciate you and your partnership. We just have a couple of other small announcements. We did want to make sure we acknowledge the SBA sent out an email this week. I'm sure many of you got that. There is a Growth Accelerator Fund competition going on. The ecosystem is in discussions about applying for a phase one $50,000 grant. So if anyone is interested in collaborating on that application, we would love to collaborate and work together. Again, that was the SBA Growth Accelerator Fund. And then Amber, I'll turn it over to you to mention National Entrepreneurship Week.
Sure. Yeah. So National Entrepreneurship Week is coming up. It will be February 10th through the 17th. And this year we're coordinating some federal office hours. Different organizations will be on. They'll share a little bit about the funding opportunities they have, and then have time for questions with folks. So those are all being finalized. Monday will be Entrepreneurship Education Day. Tuesday will be Ecosystem Day. So we'll have a lot of cool opportunities coming up on the website shortly, but would love for you all to host and share your own events on the National eShip Week website as well. So I'll drop that in the chat for everyone. We have a couple more. We've been like getting so many emails that we were like, we should probably just make a note of this. So I have a small list of Tara and I like, hey, we need to remember this.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of things happening in the new year. So we're very excited. We also wanted to mention that the Rural Partner Network, Resilient Rural Development Through Cooperatives webinar will be January 10th at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. And I also wanted to mention, while we're on here talking about Rural Rise, I saw they sent an email out today that their first speaker of the year on January 18th will be Natalie Roper. If you guys remember her, she used to be with Generation West Virginia. So we just want to make sure that we're supporting these other organizations. Rural Rise does an excellent job, and we are in collaboration with them. So we hope that you guys are following what they're doing as well.
We'll open it up now if there are any other general updates. I know we've seen a couple people drop some requests for partnership and opportunities in the chat. Mary, I don't know if you want to mention those SBIR opportunities real quickly.
Yeah, hi, if I can get my video to start here and prove to you that I can actually get on video. There I am. Yeah, so January is one of our months during the year where the state matching funds for SBIR awards are matched. So that application cycle is open now. If anybody knows anyone who has received an SBIR or STTR from a federal agency, get in contact with me because you may be eligible for some state matching funds. And the second thing that's happening in January is next Tuesday is our monthly webinar on SBIR, STTR. This one's on commercialization plan. That's a really important part of an SBIR proposal. So check on that also. It's next week. I put all that in the chat.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. I see, Lauren, you also mentioned if anybody has any STEAM demonstrations. Do you want to just throw that quick ask out and give any more context for that around the Huntington Children's Museum?
Yes, the Huntington Children's Museum is a new partner in our district revitalization program that Renewal offers. It's going to be locating in the West Huntington neighborhood. And we're looking for demonstrators or people that can bring engineering and science-based activities to a specific event that we're having in June. And so if anyone has any cool ideas and connections for that type of activity, just let me know. I had left my email in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you. Sarah, do you want to mention the Governor's School of Entrepreneurship you just dropped in there?
Absolutely. So our office is currently working on the West Virginia School of Entrepreneurship. It will be at Marshall University, July 7th through July 21st. While I understand many of the people on this call may not work directly with students in high school, if you know of any of your local schools, I encourage you to get the students involved in this. This is an opportunity for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students to go to Marshall University during those dates, and they actually go through design thinking and innovation process. They develop a business model, build prototypes, and engage potential customers to test assumptions as well. They get to take a few field trips while they're there. So it's very intense training, but also very fun with some fun opportunities there as well. So when I go to conferences and stuff, I hear a lot of resource partners say, how are we impacting our youth? How are we getting this into high schools? This is one of the ways that we're doing it. So if you have any connections to local students in high schools, please mention this. Please encourage students to attend. It's really a great opportunity for them. I did drop a link in. You can go to that link. There's some flyers there, and there's lots of more information about that.
Perfect. Thank you. Any other updates from the group? Brian Shaw, I heard you have a new hire. Do you want to say a quick hello and introduce her?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, her name is Barbie Wood, and she is, well, there's a lot of people on here. I think she's on here, but yeah, she just started on the 2nd of January, and she'll be covering the 10 county region that we have in the Advantage Valley footprint. So really excited to have some help. We've got plenty of clients to work with, and looking forward to this 2024 year for sure.
Perfect. Well, welcome, Barbie. We're excited to have you join the ecosystem. Karen, I see that. Thanks for following up with the links for the accelerator competition. Okay. Well, we'll give you 13 minutes. If there's no other updates, keep an eye out for the follow-up. We'll put all of the links to everything that was discussed, and it'll go out by tomorrow at the latest. And as always, if you have any spotlights or are interested in joining us, get in touch with Tara and I, and we'll put you on upcoming agendas. So we look forward to working with you all in the new year. Tara, anything to wrap it up?
Nope. Thank you. Thanks for everything.
Bye, guys. Happy New
Bye.
Year.
Happy New Year.